Welcome everybody, welcome back to Altcoin Nexus, and welcome to a new video in which we will be talking about Blast, the L2 network. And specifically in this video, I first of all wanted to start off with a brief update on what to expect. Blast is launching in 11 days from today, probably 10 days when you're watching this video. You can still farm it. I'll tell you which protocols and which projects are best to farm Blast Gold and points right now. And we'll also do it kind of double, where the projects we will cover. We'll cover 3 projects in this video. They are projects where, first of all, you can actually earn a lot of Blast Gold, right? These are all very high on the leaderboards of where the gold is distributed. But apart from that, most of these projects, except one, but still it's good to farm, also have their own airdrops coming at some point of time. So in general, a lot of value in farming these projects, I think at least. We'll go over them. I have some specific criteria I wanted to talk about. So let's get right into it. Alright, so first of all, like I said, Blast is launching in 10 days, the 26th of June. It's going to be a very big launch. Whether the launch and whether the price does well at the start, I don't know. The market circumstances right now, to be completely honest with you, are not great. If they become better, a lot of altcoins right now are at some major support levels. If that gets better and we get some volume and potentially some good news regarding the Ethereum ETF, then Blast can do well as well. But Blast in general, I expect the airdrop to be very big. Alright, if you look at Blast right now and you compare it to other chains, it is in the top 6. It's the number 6 in total value locked, which is a lot, like $2.45 billion is locked on Blast right now. And they also raised $20 million, and in general, it's a very anticipated launch. All right, so this is going to have potential. A lot of people will earn a lot of money, I think, with the airdrop. If you have been farming for a long time, if you haven't started yet, you might be able to still make some money, but I very much doubt whether it will be worth it. All right, so the project we will be talking about, there's several criteria I wanted to talk about, or I kind of matched them, right? So these projects all have received funding, which I think is important, because that means they actually have money to, first of all, build a project, but also to potentially give away some sort of an airdrop. In my opinion, they are all solid projects. They are very high or relatively high in the gold distribution. All right, so all the decentralized applications on Blast are ranked in how much gold they get and to distribute to their users, which is important for the Blast airdrop if you still want to farm that, which is not necessary because all of these projects we'll talk about, you can also just farm them and actually make some money with that. And then apart from that, also a little bit simplicity. All right, so are these airdrops easy to do? But that's what we'll do. We'll talk about these 3 projects. And if you have any questions throughout the video, I think we covered everything we are going to do at least, then let me know. All right, but now let's get started with the first project. All right, so the first project that we will be covering, where you can actually farm their own token, which is the Init token, while also gaining Blast points and Blast Gold, is Init Capital. Raised $3 million by Maelstrom, by Nomad Capital, Bankless, Electric Capital. So raise some money. And apart from that, Init Capital, it's a very simple project. All right, it's basically a money market lending and borrowing and yield protocol. So just a DeFi platform. Here you can see it. And you can actually, we will focus on Blast, but you can also farm this on Mantle, which I actually did for a relatively long period of time. Which you cannot see, by the way. And you can also see that I don't have any points right here because I farmed on a different wallet, which I linked with my Fantasy top account. A little bit of a spoiler, that's one of the other projects. But no, Init Capital, very easy to use. They have a lending and borrowing market. That's number 1 way to actually earn Init points and therefore also Blast Gold and Blast points. Just lend money or borrow money and you will get these points. And then apart from that, and I'll leave all the links down in the description, but if you head over to Hook right here, you can also see their innovative way of actually earning yield for you, but for them to provide a product which is interesting and innovative, like I said. And here you can actually also earn other tokens and miles from EigenLayer if you want to. Personally, I would not necessarily be interested in that because you can see some of these APYs are actually negative. But if you provide this, as you can see, you actually gain sats, Init points, and Blast Gold as well. So very easy to do. They have their own dashboards. where you can track points, and you can actually track points from Blast. And Blast Gold will be distributed because Init Capital is number 20 in their distribution list. So not the highest, but like I said, they raise their own money, they have their own solid project, which actually has some TVL as well, so definitely worth it in my opinion. Alright, so the second project I wanted to be talking about is a little bit of a weird one, because it's Juice, which has already done their own airdrop, but I still wanted to cover it for multiple reasons. The number one reason is that they are actually very, very high on the gold distribution list. Alright, they're number 3. So if you farm this, which again, Juice is very easy to farm. Juice on its own is a very easy DeFi platform, right? So again, you can borrow and lend, you have vaults. So again, it's a DeFi platform, which if you use it, in general, you will get points. So that's relatively easy to do. But I think it's interesting because, like I said, you actually can still earn quite a lot of Blast Gold and points by doing this. And then apart from that, what I also think is interesting is that Juice is one of the biggest DeFi protocols on Blast, which is also the reason, of course, that they get so many Blast Gold. But that, in combination with their backing, they have significant backing by Arthur Hayes, for example, Delphi Ventures, but also DWF Labs, leads me to believe that this project in general has a lot of potential. And not only can you actually earn Blast Gold with this, no, as you can see, which I'm not sure where I just saw that. I was on the page initially. But no, you can actually still earn Juice points for a Season 2 airdrop. Alright, so they will probably do another airdrop at some point of time in the future. And because I think the potential for the project is that good, first of all, it's a great way to still farm Blast points and Blast Gold right now. But second of all, it's also a great way to just farm an airdrop of a project that, if Blast does well, actually has a lot of potential in the future. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. If you just go over to stake, you can see that by buying the Juice token and stake that, but also just by adding to positions, lending, borrowing money, using their platform, right? That's I think it's easiest to just lend wrapped ETH or USDB, which is the stablecoin on Blast. I think that's the best way to actually earn yields, first of all, but also to earn points, which will qualify you for both their Season 2 airdrop, but also for Blast points and Blast Gold. So Juice, even though the token is already live and the price action is not the best, still think it has a lot of potential. Very low market cap as well. And then last of all, it is Fantasy Top. Now this is a little bit more of a risky one. You can actually see I have a bit of a profile here. I played this quite a bit. I don't have a lot of money on here, only like 0.23 ETH. But still, this one I think is interesting for, again, 2 reasons. The first reason is, well, 3 reasons, I suppose. But the first reason is that they are number 2 on the Blast Gold distribution list. So if you play this and you actually have a deck and you play in tournaments, then you can actually earn a lot of Blast Gold and Blast points again, but mostly Blast points. But apart from that, Fantasy Top also received some nice funding from Brian Pellegrino, Alliance DAO, Fabric Ventures, in general some good backing. And Fantasy Top itself, it was quite hyped, I think about 2 months or 1 month ago, because what it is it's quite interesting. It's a game where basically you collect cards of influencers on X, and then based on how they're doing on X with the posts and the engagements, you battle against people with other cards. And that way you can win tournaments, allowing you to win prizes in Ethereum, other cards, but also Blast Gold. So with the fact that you can still earn a lot of Blast Gold with this, but also that they received some funding, which makes it likely, in my opinion, that there's an airdrop for this somewhere down the road. They also have fantasy points and total stars, which you can earn, which right now don't really have any value. So an airdrop for this, probably a little bit later, is probably coming as well. It's a fun thing to do, like it doesn't really feel like airdrop farming, and you can earn a lot of Blast Gold. So those are the 3 projects I think that still have potential to farm right now for the projects themselves. So Init Capital, Juice Finance, and Fantasy Top. But apart from that, they also allow you to, in these last 1.5 weeks, still earn some Blast Gold to get some more money with the Blast airdrop. But that's the video for now. If you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.